tired.
Me too.
I just want to take a nap. I want to curl up into a ball. Be a little happy. Be a little sad.
Hush now, quiet now. Time to rest your sleepy head. Hush now, quiet now. It's time to go to bed.
I have no idea what song that is.
I don't either.
It's from My Little Pony. I'm not proud of it. Yeah.
Time out. I thought that was just like a toy. I didn't know it was a TV show. Did you guys know that?
Well, yeah, because it was a TV show when I was a kid, and then they brought it back, and it's like some whole other thing now.
Yeah.
See, I just knew about the toy because I think my sister had one, and sometimes the Ninja Turtle would ride it into victory to battle. So
I'm sorry, Mo, but at that point, it's like saying, "Oh, I thought Transformers was just a toy."
I actually did not know that was a cartoon either.
It was actually
Transformers?
a comic book.
Yeah, I thought it was a toy.
Oh man. Huh.
So, but
I
again,
learned a little bit about you.
I didn't do the whole cartoon thing until I was an adult.
What?
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
I don't take it as like a bad childhood. It was more if you gave me the option of watching the TV or giving me a basketball and sending me outside, I always chose the other one. Yeah. Like I used to play basketball outside in the rain like constantly.
But like at 7 a.m. when it's early morning and you're like,
I used to sneak out of the house in the morning to go play.
Like curveball question at you, like when you do watch TV, do you watch something like Nothing But Price is Right or late night TV shows?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV.
Like,
at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. And if I am watching, I prefer it to be a cartoon actually.
Yep,
I like the cartoon movies now. But I don't watch like a lot of cartoons just in general. I actually watched that one Kyle recommended with the trolls. On Netflix, the Monster Hunter one.
Wait, there's a Monster Hunter?
No, I don't remember what it was called, but I watched like the first season because Kyle recommended it, and it was actually like it wasn't horrible. Like I enjoyed. I don't know like the plot because I watched it while I was doing other things. Like I would be making dinner or I would be, writing up stuff for homework for kids or doing grading. But like I watched it and it was good background noise.
I just want to make sure you say cartoon. It wasn't an anime, right?
No, it was like a cartoon. It was like a Pixar style.
Okay. Did they have pointy triangle eyes?
The
spiky hair?
No, it wasn't like the weird TV show with the trolls used to put on our backpacks when we were younger.
Sure. Okay.
It was like TV shows. Oh, we're live, by the way.
Oh, I know. I saw it go on. It inspired me to sing a song from a Hasbro franchise. That's how far it went.
Okay, respect.
Welcome to PSVG OT. Oh, that's your line. My bad.
We pause because we pretend like we're actually distinguishing our introduction. So we pause for dramatic effect.
I'm in the closet too.
Now, Tyler, if you're listening to this, can you put a dramatic sound note right here?
Yes, please, Tyler.
Thank you.
Okay. we pause, and here we go.
Dun.
Hello, gamers. Welcome to PSVG OT 19, the best PSVG 19 we're ever going to do. Joining me today is the amazing co-host, the Michael Jordan to my Luke Longley, Devin Tyus. How you doing, Dev?
Chilling. I'm in my closet. It's kind of awesome. That's the kind of day I'm having. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll get into that later. And our special guest host is the wonderful producer who we shouted out for his amazing production skills. He literally dropped the hammer. That was the best produced show of the OT in the history of the OT, episode 18. If you haven't listened, please go back to it.
Oh, well, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Making me feel good about myself now. Jeez.
Ty, we were not lying when we said we were getting you gifts. Like that, that's how thankful we were.
Well, you did it like the day before my birthday, so kind of attributed it to that. I didn't think you were actually going to give me, what you did. You pretty much bought me a game at that point, like a full set game.
We were very blessed to have a producer who's actually paying attention. I'm not saying other producers on the PSVG network don't pay attention.
No,
I'm saying you pay way better attention.
I'm not gonna lie. If you were like to say something 27 minutes in, say, "Hey Tyler, could you do this?" I'd be gone. I'm sorry. I'd be out of the field. I'd be on the bench, getting ready to bust to the exits, grab something from the vendors.
Oh,
but
man.
hey, I'm glad I'm able to serve you well.
We appreciate you.
Just to throw some fuel in the fire, I think it might actually be the best produced show of all PSVG history. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Just to throw a little fuel on the fire.
I support it. I thought that was amazing. You did some editing. There was some stuff. Yeah. So normal introduction, the things we normally do because we're super professional and totally prepared. I didn't just get home. So I haven't been in a bus going to track meets for 6 hours today. That'd be tiring. Have I prepared you guys at all for the show today?
I wasn't even sure if you were going to show up. How could I be prepared?
Right.
That is a good answer. Yeah.
I'm so unprepared. I'm overprepared.
Scar himself could not come to the show because his one favorite song and his one and only song is "Be Prepared." No, he can't even sing that because he can't come here. He's never going to be prepared.
Like Scarface, the Al Pacino guy?
No, Scar from The Lion King.
I'm moving on.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. That's on TV.
This is a relationship podcast. We tell great stories, and the story that I have, I've seen it a couple times, but not like enough to know the characters' names.
What's the name of the lion?
Scar is like the main antagonist.
I literally thought Mufasa was the only person I could probably say the name of right now off the top of my head.
Okay, so, Mufasa's a good start. What happens to Mufasa?
He dies.
Spoiler alert! 1993. It's been 20 years. People, get over it.
He's murdered and turned into a cloud lion.
Okay, I'll work. I will work with you on
that. Who's he murdered by?
His brother.
What's his brother's name?
I could not tell you.
Scar.
Oh, this is rich. Long live the king. What's my name? Oh. Sorry.
I'm going to attribute this to dehydration and awesome sunburns.
Yeah, of course. I respect that.
We're gonna do a little in real life that we don't do this very often. So this is my day, folks. So last night we have soccer tryouts, which are a blast. I love soccer. I have so much fun coaching it. It is the most low-key sport for me because all I have to do is like get the kids to play, set up 2 or 3 drills, and they go bonkers. They love it. It's great. I get home, I go to bed at like 8:30 because I have a track meet where we're leaving at 7, so I want to be here early. So I wake up at 3:30 like a kid on Christmas, ecstatic for the opportunity to go to state, or this is regional track. Still can't go back to sleep. So I get up, play 2 matches of PUBG. I don't even know this. When you play at 3:30 in the morning, the people you play against suck. I did really well. I got a chicken dinner. Yeah, I got a chicken dinner at 3:45 this morning.
I get the opposite, man. 3:30 in the morning. That's when the Koreans play, dude.
And I wrecked shop. I was having a blast. So
good on you, man.
Then I go to the weight room because it's combine week, and I decide I'm already awake. Might as well go get a lift in. Not a good choice. Really bad decision. Really bad decision. So I get a workout in, and I get to the school at 6:30. Pulling at 6:30. I picked 2 kids up. So I left the weight room at 6:15, picked 2 kids up, got to the school, turn off the alarm, go in, get everybody situated, pass out the gear we need to pass out. Bus shows up, load up, leave. 3-hour nap later. Show up to track meet. We do phenomenal. Kids are going crazy. They're running so well. Really great day. Then we leave to come home. Chick-fil-A did not remember our order. They did not remember the phone call. They did not know we were coming. So I show up with my purchase order to purchase the food. Nope, can't take it. We don't have any record of this.
Wow.
So I'm like, well, I've got a bus full of hungry high schoolers who have just ran their butts off for us. So I go, okay, I'm sunburnt. I'm tired. I'm hungry. And I should have texted my wife, but I didn't. I said, fine, I'll just buy the dinner for the kids. Very expensive purchase. I could have bought an Xbox One X today instead of that.
Wow.
Very expensive. Very expensive meals. we drive home, we pull in, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get home before 9:30. It's gonna be great. I coach at an inner city school. Parents did not show up until much, much later to pick up their kids. Just a rough night. So I walk in the door and I turn on my Xbox and I started trying to download things to play games, and it won't download. It's got an update it has to do, and it freezes on the update. And I'm telling you all this because I'm tired and I'm complaining, but it actually leads into our connection, our story for today.
Nice.
What moment were you the most fatigued and continued functioning? Like, what was your track meet, if you will? What was your moment where you were literally on your wits' ends? You've been awake for, I don't know, let's do some rough math, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours and not doing something fun. By the way, I put in 35,000 steps today. And I am beat. But this is all I looked forward to. And I'm so glad I'm home and I get to do this with you. And so even though I am exhausted and I just kind of want to curl up on the table right now, put my head down, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I forced myself to stay awake while I was waiting for Dev to give me the green light that he was home. Played some live, wrecked some shop, embarrassed a guy, 90-something to 50-something with my Rip City Blazers. So, guys, our story for today. What was your most draining, fatigued moment? Dev, knock it out.
I'm trying to think if it was the birth of one of my children or if it was my daughter's, I think, 3rd or 4th birthday. Both of them were very, very exhausting times. I remember, especially my son's birth, because he continues to this day to be just a terror. His birth was crazy because my wife was having contractions like at just the weirdest times, and they were like far apart and they weren't. It was just crazy. So we ended up going to the hospital at like 4 or 5 a.m. after like no sleep whatsoever. And then it takes a while to get in. You're going through all of that, and she's tired and she's got to push, and then the baby comes and you got to do all that. And then my son just isn't a good sleeper, hasn't been since birth. So you're not getting any rest then. So that was definitely a very, 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 very tiring day just because there was no sleep to be had before or after because that boy don't sleep. My daughter's 3rd birthday was just a ton of running around. We actually did like a pool party thing where we had a whole pool set up, and it was supposed to be like the Little Mermaid. So we actually had we had the Little Mermaid there to like sing songs and do makeup and all of that stuff, and like the whole time like I'm running around hours upon hours upon.
I have 2 questions here. One, is this Little Mermaid like an actual person with a fishtail on?
Yeah, pretty much.
How are they doing makeup with the fishtail? Like
sitting
are
down.
they like sitting down?
I mean, she had like a dress that kind of went into a fishtail, but she was sitting in a chair. So she was sitting there and she was singing songs and doing makeup for the girls.
Like in my head, I was seeing like Loch Ness Monster tail, and like I was like, dude, I would be creeped out if I saw something like that. But the dress thing makes sense because it's a kids' party. Yeah. And my bad on that.
It's all good. Those are good questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that whole party, like I feel like I'd never sat down. Like I was constantly going to get something or pull something or put something out or get this or get that. And like that was, I think, I had the most steps I'd ever had in a day on that day. So I knew I was exhausted. And by the end of it, like I just collapsed. Like, okay, I am done. And that's more recent. Actually, no, that was further away because that was before Hudson got here. So I don't know. One of them two was extremely, extremely exhausting moments. But I just, you got to push through and keep it going for the kids. So yeah.
So I actually saw in the Discord you were talking to Josh about like the exhaustion that is a child's birthday party. Now, is it exhaustion like you're just doing so many tasks, like wearing so many hats, trying to like make the party like at its best, or is it exhaustion because you're following the child away? Like again, for any listeners who don't know, I have 0 kids. I adopted an international student for a year, and that was enough. I was good to go after that. So, as someone with no kids, like I was just wondering, like, why is the child's birthday party so difficult?
It's a combination of both because you're hosting, so you got to wear the hosting hat, but you're also putting the party on, so you got to actually put the party on. So you're doing all of that. You're talking to all the people. You're shaking the hand. You're greeting the people. You're doing all of that. You're also trying to make sure all the games or whatever else you have planned are going well. And then also you're trying to make sure your child is safe and all the other children are safe and they're not like falling into a ditch or something over here or getting into this or getting into that. So it's an exhaustion level.
Good mercy, Dev. You're making it sound like they're lemmings.
Have you seen 2-year-olds?
Okay, yeah, okay. I retract my statement.
All right.
It might as well be lemmings. Yeah. But yeah, so it's an exhaustion level from like all of that.
I think I need to experience one of these before my wife convinces us that we need to start having kids. I think like, how much did y'all pay the aerial? Like $100?
I don't even remember.
I wonder if I
feel like it was more than that.
Being as big as I am, if I could get a Sully costume.
Yeah.
If I could just go to one as Sully, get paid, experience it, and then I can go back home and be like, wife, this is why this is a horrible idea. I watched a kid eat an entire cake.
You'll just have fun because you're Sully.
That would be cool to be Sully.
Right. But the thing is, you can't do that without taking me as Mike Wazowski.
Oh, no, that's for sure. Like, we're kind of a duo at the OT here.
Yeah.
And then we've got our producer.
And he's wearing glasses, so he gets to be Randall.
Ah, okay, sure. Sure. Like, I was going to personally just recommend you go rent Daddy Daycare or Adam Sandler's Big Daddy or something. Just watch that a couple of times and say, I'm good. But yeah, sure, we can go down this route.
I actually saw the Big Daddy movie. I didn't have a problem with that one. I don't remember if I liked it. I just remembered I didn't hate it. True story. Again, this is coming from somebody who has no movie background. I probably should watch more.
But you're a big old teddy bear, so having an international student opposed to having your own spawn is so different. And if you were to have a kid, you'd be the greatest dad. So
that international student, man, that was a tough experience. She used to call me driver. Have I ever told you that?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, she used to refer to me as driver. Driver. Yeah. I'm like, no.
We'd have had a problem.
Or Mo. Those are the two options. It's not driver.
Yeah, we'd have had some real problems with that.
Call me Papa.
Actually, no, I never asked her to do that. That would have been weird.
Yoo-hoo.
All right. Ty, your most fatigued moment. Tell us about it.
I got quite a few of them, but I think the most memorable one I have, I'm going to say it was about 6.5 years ago. I had just finished getting wrapped up some kind of shift. I had work in 2 days. My dad was doing something in the area. I get a phone call from my sister. I live in Bay City, Michigan, which is, if that means anything, I point right there in my hand with shape of Michigan, all that doodad. My sister lives in Fort Lawton, Oklahoma. Yeah, right. I mean, if you point to the thumb too far, you're going to go straight to the Detroit. Careful, man. It's dangerous there. Anyways, Fort Lawton, Oklahoma is about 17 hours away, about 1,200 miles, give or take. She wanted to have a split up with her husband. Things were going downhill. She needs a break, but she is so far away from everybody else because she was living with him in an army base that she had nowhere to go. She was like, I need a break. Things are getting crazy over here. Can you come pick me up? Well, I mean, 1,200 miles is 1,200 freaking miles, but I had 2 days to drive, 34 hours worth of driving, so 34 out of the 48, I needed to do that, get sleep, and get to work. Me and my dad decided to team that up. We took turns driving, but just driving for hours and hours and hours on end. Now, this was before I became a truck driver, so just, my limit was like 2.5 hours before I get burnt out, and 3 hours with a good, radio station. But when you get into like the 8-9 hour mark of straight driving through unknown territory, and then eventually, up at the 2-3 in the morning, where we've been taking like 45-minute naps and then waking each other up to see if we're okay and good to drive, I was starting to break down a little bit. Like my maybe family wasn't as important on by the 28th hour. Like maybe I could just drop her off here in Illinois.
Sorry, I have to like. So, at what hour marker were you like? Family not as big a deal. Like it was like 22 hours straight.
I would say when we finally got back to Indiana, but we still had about 6 hours left. We were fueling up. They were going inside getting candy. This is my vehicle. They can't tell me if I stole it. If I drive off right here, I can just forget about everything. No, there was a couple times where I got close to snapping and like not angry at anybody, but like I can't freaking do this. This is ridiculous. And like there was one time I've driven under the influence of alcohol, and that was during a medical emergency where I needed to get somebody somewhere fast. I had a couple of beers. The fatigue that I was feeling at the 30th hour of driving was equivalent to being almost a drunk driver. Like, I know exactly how this feels. I can do this. But after like the 30th to 34th hour, it felt like I might as well have slammed a 12-pack. And also, I was very bitter towards anybody that was within, the 10 feet of my vehicle. I got paranoid. A car behind me that was an Impala. I'm like, well, that's a dirty cop, isn't it? Why are you following me? Oh, he's passing me. You live for now. Like, I was like getting angry at randomly, seemingly nothing. And, I was a little stressed out. We got through it. We got home. I passed out. I got everybody at home. I was like, Amber, my sister, you're going with my parents. I'm going straight home. I'm going straight to bed. I got work to do. And, I went home and passed out. Yeah, that's my story. That's my story. What about you, Mo?
I want to say my track meet. However, I don't know if it's just because it's so fresh. But your story I wanted to point something out here. And I'm just asking this as a sidebar question. This is my first ever curveball, guys. It's my first curve.
Oh, shit.
My wife and I have been married. My brain says 12 years. I don't know if that's right. We've been married a long time. Okay, the exhaustion is caught up. I'm going to say we've been married
12 years and you still haven't watched The Lion King.
Yeah, it's not for me. But we've been married a while and we've been through things. Now, we have traveled the entire nation. We have literally driven from the Pacific coast to the Atlantic coast.
Nice.
Multiple times.
Dang.
I want to say that in all of the driving, my wife has driven a total of 2 hours.
What?
Wow, that's cold.
And as I'm sitting here in your story, I'm like, I remember this feeling of driving from Portland, Oregon, all the way through Oregon and Idaho, and Montana takes forever to drive through. That state is gargantuan. It's rough.
Mountains, nothing but trees.
So I have driven from Oregon to Los Angeles probably 5 times in my life. Never even notice it. I don't even notice how long that drive is.
No,
but the moment you get into Montana, I feel like years pass. Like your life, you get older when you make this trip. And I remember driving through Montana, and we got to some podunk city, and I'm like, babe, you have to drive. She's like, oh, okay, I got this. And so you get into the other seat, and you're like, hey, you're so tired, you're just ready for that hard sleep.
Like, that seatbelt could totally be the world's best pillow at that point.
Within seconds of her driving, we're already hitting the little guard bumps that go like within minutes of this.
She's trying to kill me.
She's just, I'm fine. I'm awake. And I could not go to sleep, so then I switch back over, and you drive another 15 years through the state of Montana. And so my question was, like, in your relationship, would you say the driving has been, closer to 50-50, or is it very lopsided as it has been with me and my wife? Go ahead, Dev.
Well, actually, it's probably more lopsided towards her, because for the longest time, I didn't even have a license, and she had gotten a car, and she had been driving since she was 16. So she did like almost all the driving for a good while. But now, for the most part, unless she's like, I actually pretty much will just get in the car and I do pretty much all the driving unless she's like, saying I want to drive. And then recently she had she was involved in an accident that kind of really spooked her. So now, like when we're driving, if I'm driving, she's kind of freaking out like at every little stop and if the car breaks. So I let her drive a little bit more now because it's easier for her to feel more comfortable if she's driving and she's in control, or opposed to like her seeing like brake lights and stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
it was super lopsided. I'd now say it's probably about 50-50 with me taking more of the driving unless she really wants to drive.
All right. Ty, how about you, brother?
Are we talking about like just in general, or when we go for the longer than 10-mile trips?
Yes.
Okay. When it comes in town driving between me and my fiance, I would say in town, 90% her. She thinks, or at least she kindly insinuates occasionally, that I am not the safest driver. Not, I'm aggressive occasionally, a little bit. I take those turns at 30 miles maybe when I should be doing 10. Details. When it comes to the longer field trips, it really depends. If it was something that happened where she needed to come pick me up, like I've had breakdowns and whatnot, over in Indiana in my truck, she'll drive 6 hours, come pick me up. I've already driven 14 hours and she'll be, the hero and drive back as well. And I'll, do it. If we're doing just flat out field trips, like there's one time we drove up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, it's usually 50-50 in her favor. Because she knows that I drive so much for a living that honestly, I could do it. I can hammer down the hours, no problem now. But she feels like it's kind of like asking a mailman to go for a walk after his shift. It just feels like it's extra tedious work that, is going to make me miserable or something.
Makes sense. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
I only have 2 questions. And there were more. But I don't know where to put my phone. That has all the questions on it because I was asking it on the bus.
What's the name of the monkey from Lion King, Coach Mo? Starts with an R.
There was a monkey in Lion King?
A baboon specifically.
Rafiki no way.
No, it starts with an R and ends with Afiki. There's your hint.
All right. Moving on to the questions.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry. That was mean.
So the first one actually, so me and a couple of students were having a really good talk just about gaming in general. And they realized that I brought my Microsoft mobile phone. I brought my PS Vita. However, I didn't bring the Switch on this trip.
What?
And we're having this talk about it. Has there ever been something that you've owned that you just wish you didn't own? Ty, how about you? In gaming, of course.
In gaming, I mean, you kind of mentioned it. I had hopped on a deal that my best friend Nick offered me. He essentially bought an updated version of a Vita. I don't know, like some fancy new model, and he had gotten the original model when it came out of the door, like brand new. I had some hardware updates. He offered to sell it to me for $75 and gave a couple of games with it. Persona 4 Golden, I believe it was, or something like that. Good games, good legitimate games. I have not touched that thing. That thing has served me as a paperweight and a doorstop. And he'll remind me like, "Hey, have you touched that Vita?" I'm like, "I have a Vita." I look around. It's like I'm kind of embarrassed because I bought it with the intention of saying, "Hey, it's cool that I have a Vita," but I never use it, and I'm kind of embarrassed that I bought it in the first place if I'm not going to use it. He keeps telling me to donate it. I'm not going to donate it. The thing is holding down my notes very well. And in case I need to wedge the door open, I know I got a $75 doorstop.
Man, so I love my Vita. Like this was actually the first time I have not been able to play Destiny on my Vita. And it was on this trip. Normally what I can do is I can use my phone as a mobile hotspot and connect to it, and I can connect to the PS4. Now, I think I've only told one person this so far, but I have no problem telling the community because I love them to pieces. So I've actually traded in my PS4. I no longer own one. I got rid of it. I got rid of the PSVR. I kept the Vita. And now me and my wife are just going to use hers as the main one. Like that's going to be my new home console for PS4. And it's just because we have some stuff coming up that just makes more sense to do it this way. And I guess I didn't sign it as my home console. And so it wouldn't find it. Like it wouldn't, nothing I could do. And so like I could not play Destiny on my Vita while I was waiting. I had to actually play games on the Vita. And I only have 2 games on there. MLB Baseball, I think it was like 14 or 15 in FIFA. So I'm like, oh man, I guess there's no point in me having this. So I only used the Vita for the 10 minutes it took us to figure that out. Any piece of tech that you kind of wish I wouldn't have dove in so deep?
PlayStation TV. That thing was atrocious. Yep. I thought it was going to be the answer to not having a Vita and being able to almost have, not so much. That thing is garbage, absolute trash. Luckily, I only paid $2 for it. So
good for you, man. Good for you.
But I'm mad because I can't trade it in. Nowhere will take it. Like, dang it.
How much you want for it? I'm just saying.
You don't want that much. Okay. I wouldn't even do that to you.
I do need a second paperweight.
It's so light and flimsy, it probably won't hold the paper down. Oh, it fails at that too.
Poor tech.
I mean, how much do you think that thing weighs?
A couple of ounces.
Maybe like a shuriken?
Yeah. About that.
Okay. Throw it so hard it goes across the world and hit Yoshida right in the head and say, "Why did you condone this? Why didn't he make this?" Sorry, Yoshida's, I believe, the president of Sony or the PlayStation 4.
Is he worldwide, or is he?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's national in Greece. Shuhei Yoshida, I believe he is the head of Sony Computer Entertainment America. Maybe. No, I mean this is OT. I'm not on the PlayStation podcast. Why would I know this?
Yeah,
next question.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right. The second question. What game are you still hoping for a remaster, even though you know it's not coming? So again, some people may or may not have heard I'm a big fan of a game called Brink. I love Brink. I love talking about Brink. I've had quite the conversation with my students about how much I love Brink. And they're like, but coach, it doesn't sound like great. And I'm like, guys, I got to make a giant monster guy with long dreadlocks. His main gun was a minigun, and his secondary weapon was a sniper rifle. Can you think of a more awesome Coach Mo character in the world? And everyone goes, no, I really can't, Coach. I'm like, no, you can't, because that is who I want to be. If I was in a video game, that's my guy.
So you want to be the Predator?
Yeah. I just want to be a giant tank with awesome big giant Gatling gun as my main weapon. And then when I have to do some stealthy far away stuff, a sniper rifle. Because those are like the best guns ever. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so that's mine. Again, I really love Brink. So Dev, game that you're begging for a remaster, however you know it's never coming.
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'll get it, just not the one you want, man. Just not the one you'll want.
I don't think we'll ever really get that. I mean, unless they like remaster the Twin Stanks or something. But I don't think we'll ever get that. But man,
are we talking like Metal Gear Solid 6?
Is good.
Or?
No, I'm talking about the original Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's called Metal Gear Solid 2. You're killing me here, Dov. Okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding here. I'm just messing. What? Yeah, there's the second Metal Gear Solid. I'll fight you. Oh yeah, Shuhei Yoshida. Guess what? Oh, I just remembered. Yeah, of the world, Devin.
I said worldwide. I said worldwide.
I know you said it with a question mark though. You didn't have conviction.
Nobody understands. I said Survive was good because it is. I actually really enjoy Metal Gear Survive. That's all I'm gonna say.
Can love bloom on the battlefield? Yes, it can.
I don't know.
Yes, it can.
Oh, Metal Gear! Tried. You are a special series.
All right, Ty, game you want remastered that may never happen.
I mean, a lot of the games actually I really wish got remastered did, but I guess the closest thing is, and I keep saying this like once every 2 months, Pokemon Snap. I really wish they remade or redid, some kind of sequel for Pokemon Snap. It was a cool game for the. You guys know what Pokemon Snap is, right?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I know,
I've played.
but I don't care.
Yeah, I've played
Okay.
Pokemon Moon and Pokemon Sun.
You're in the right direction. That does involve the Pokemon titular name. Pokemon Snap is a game where you go down like a little line track on some kind of device, and you like take pictures of Pokemon.
It seems like they somehow managed to make a worse Pokemon game, in my opinion. I hate Pokemon. I'm just throwing it out there. I can't stand it. No. Why would I want to take pictures of Pokemon?
A very respectable opinion. You're wrong, but whatever.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that wrongness.
So the only reason I own a 3DS is because like I was missing the whole Pokemon grind of not catching them all. I don't really care about that part. Like what I like is just you get this really big boss person and then you go one hit everybody and you go through and just win. And like it gives me something to do when my wife is like, let's watch a movie and be in a committed relationship and spend time together. And I have to find something to do with my hands. And that the 3DS does great on that for me. I really appreciate it. So
okay, fair enough.
Just saying. That's the only reason. Like I literally like we had these conversations. She's like, why are you getting a 3DS again? And I was like, whenever you want me to sit down and watch a movie, literally like 30 minutes in, I feel like my skin's on fire. I just have to get up and go do something. Like this gives me something that I can mind-numbingly pay attention to while mind-numbingly paying attention to the thing you want me to watch.
You might want to check your pollen count or something if that's happening to you while you're watching a movie. Jeez.
No, I don't like sitting that long. Like it's like that's why the chair that I have for the OT is a wiggly one. Yeah. I have one of the ones where I can swivel around and move, and it just lets me kind of like fidget. Well, when you're watching a movie with someone, they want to cuddle. Fidgeting is not really. It's kind of frowned upon.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you stop moving? Sorry.
Yes. Oh my goodness, how many times I've heard that said.
Oh man, this movie's great. Oh gosh, I don't know what to do with myself. Oh gosh.
This is a movie that's boring.
Yes, but that's just how I am. Like she knows and she deals with it. But all right, so those are the only two questions I had today because I think I lost my phone. I don't know what I did with it. Did I not just text you on it, Dev?
You did, which is even more funny that you.
What did I do?
That fast.
It's been a long day.
Sure, I can throw you a curveball.
I want to point out that technically I have been awake now at 22 hours. 22 hours that I've been awake. Ooh. So I'm not doing well.
You're about to sleep so
Tyler,
well.
someone say the word curveball. Who's got a curveball? Let's wrap this up good.
Sure. Keeping it simple. If you had to pick between one staying and one going, Pepsi products or Coke products?
I'm getting rid of Pepsi, keeping Coke.
Yeah, me too. Pepsi got to go. That's easy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Because like Pepsi only makes Mountain Dew that I enjoy. The actual taste of Pepsi is horrible.
Yeah.
Coke,
Pepsi is way too sweet.
Yeah, I'll have a Coke or a Diet Coke or a Cherry Coke, Sprite. Don't they make Fanta? Isn't Coke make the orange Fantas?
Sure.
I think they make root beer too. Don't they make root beer? Mug?
Yeah, which sign me up. So Coke all day.
Easy.
Okay, fair enough.
What are you throwing away?
Yeah.
Me? Oh, I never liked Coke in my life. And anything that isn't Coke and the Coke family I've really enjoyed, but I hate Coke. I hate Coca-Cola. And the drug, but mostly Coca-Cola.
You know what I wish they'd bring back? The Coke with lime and not the diet version.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff was great.
See, I miss vanilla Coke being in the cans.
God,
I love me some vanilla Coke, man.
Only in the cans. And the bottles just didn't do right. But the can, oh yeah, there's nothing like an ice cold canned Coke, man.
Did you guys ever go? So in Chicago, RC and Squirt's really big.
Yeah, Squirt. Yep.
Okay, I used to have those a lot. One of my friends sends me mild sauce every so often from up in Illinois. Mild sauce is it's like hot sauce, barbecue sauce, and chicken like mixed into one. But like the mixture combo is really good, and so like that's how I get my fixes from him sending me down a bottle or two. And I remember he was asking, like, "Is there anything else you want?" And he was talking about RC Cola, and I was like, I don't think I ever liked it when I was there.
Yeah,
I mean RC Cola is like the Walmart equivalent of cola.
Yeah, it's very syrupy.
Cheap.
Wouldn't the Walmart brand be the Walmart equivalent of cola?
I, for the longest time, actually thought RC Cola was Walmart branded, but
wow.
It's down there. I guess our conversation is stemming to a similar question. Is there a discontinued drink that you used to love that
Surge.
wish came back?
Surge
Came back though.
No, not long enough. I didn't get another hit.
Oh, I still see it. Are you okay, man?
I'm sitting down on the floor, so I'm just.
I'm sorry.
Devin's been sitting Indian style.
Yeah, he's Plaza Gandhi over here. You fasting?
Sometimes you gotta sit here Indian style and just, take it all in.
I can't.
23.
I'm sending you incense the next time I send you a care package. It's gonna be incense.
Can I be Zenyatta? What's the floating dude from Overwatch? Is it Zenyatta?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I wish I played with healers more. I think he's a healer, so I couldn't actually. I'm not super sure on that one. I just like to play as tanks.
I think you would be like the world's fastest team killer if you were a healer and somebody ticked you off. You'd be like, "You are not getting heals. You getting squat."
Like, nope. I'm sorry, I didn't see your health was so low. My bad.
Whoops. I'm healing this full health guy over here. Don't mind me. I get the point. Nesquik banana flavored was mine. They actually brought it back more recently, but they want $3 for like a 12-ounce bottle. I'm not paying $3 for a 12-ounce bottle. I'm lactose intolerant. They should be paying me to drink that crap.
The crap, I think you want back.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. If they brought it back.
Well, it is now my favorite part of the show that my kids and I talk the most about, because we get to find out the game of the year for 2018, and we're gonna see if we ever actually get this right. One of our loyal listeners, Miss Shy, is actually keeping a running tally of everything that we pick every week, along with our guests, and we're gonna see at the end of the year who is the crowning champ of Game of the Year 2018 Watch by PSVG OT. So, Tyler, what is your Game of the Year for 2018 so far?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't think I could answer. You know what? I'm going to pass the ball to Devin since he's cool and he's great at assisting. I'm going to think about that. I was unprepared.
As you should be.
Yeah. Wow.
My game of the year right now for 2018 is actually Ruiner.
Nice. Yeah, that's a great game.
Top-down game from Devolver Digital that's just really trippy and weird. Kind of a twin-stick shooter. Kind of not. Having a lot of fun with that one. So that right now is game of the year for me.
Doesn't that one have like the really cool cutscenes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. No, I know which one you're talking about. I think that one's on. Is that one on Xbox as well?
Yeah. I think it's on everything actually.
Mm-hmm. I think I bought it
except for the Switch.
I think I bought it. I haven't played it yet, but I bought it just because it had such a great demo, or not demo, cut reel.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Cool. Ty, are you ready to go?
I think so. I'm going to be honest here. 2018 has been the game of catching up because I got so many games from 2017. I've been, working on them. Like I can't say Yakuza 0. That was my big thing. I really fell in love with. That came out in like February of last year. What I did play and beat though would be it came out for the Switch a couple of weeks ago, so I guess it counts. Bayonetta. Have you guys heard or messed with that game before?
Yep, I played almost 5 minutes of it and traded it back in.
You did exactly what my fiance did.
I have not played it because it's not on a system that I care for.
Yeah, it's on the Pokemon system. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, it can't technically be the Pokemon system when it doesn't have a Pokemon game on it, right?
Also true.
That is true. I don't think there's anything that is Pokemon related.
Oh, wait. No, they have the Pokemon Tag Team. My wife and I played that one together.
We won't talk about that. I'll say Bayonetta for now. I'm getting ready to play Bayonetta 2, which is the actual game that got ported, for the third time or twice. But yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'll give you a hot report about it. Hot take.
Sounds good. My game of the year actually has changed.
Oh,
it had been Kingdom Come Deliverance, which again, I will say after the last updated patch, my rating of a 75 to 80 is now up into like an 85. That last patch fixed a lot of issues. So people who haven't gotten in yet, I'm telling you, that game is phenomenal. I love it to pieces. It makes me want a PC. It makes me want a PC so bad because I see all these mods people get to play with, and I get jealous. I get just real jealous. And I don't think mods are going to come to the Xbox. I don't think that's going to happen like it did for Skyrim. But my new game is actually called Pass Cure. Now, Pass Cure was a kind of not a big name title, but I did pre-order it, picked it up at launch, brought it home, and ignored it for 3 days. I then, because my wife went to kickboxing on a Sunday, she normally goes on Saturdays, and I had this 3-hour window of I could do whatever I wanted. And I went through that internal debate of, do I play games? Do I work on stuff for school? Do I go, take the dogs for a walk? And I decided to walk the dogs and play games. And Pass Cure just was calling my name. So I jumped into it. Amazing, like psychological thriller, wonderful cutscenes. And I have no idea where this game is going. I'm 2-3 hours in, and I have no idea what's coming next, and I'm loving it. The combat's pretty fun. The puzzles are really good, and it's got this amazing antidote of you're taking medication to help you with your I'm going to use the word anxiety. That's not the right word, but I'm going to use it because I don't want to go away. And it just has this awesome setup of you don't see any of this stuff coming. I just really, really enjoying it. It's the only thing I wanted to play when I got home today. It had an update, so I decided to play NBA Live, trying to stay awake for the show. I might jump on that tonight if I don't fall asleep in this chair when we end. So,
see,
but yeah.
your review right there is why I don't like reading reviews from major things, because everywhere that game is getting panned like it's the worst thing ever. But you love it. This is why reviews are like, you never know.
I think that the hard thing is, and again, we've had this discussion a million times. I think being like unbiased is so difficult when you're making a review. I place
against the point of it, though, isn't it? To have your own personal opinion and reflection on a game. If you're unbiased, you're pretty much regurgitating a number based off like simple facts. People don't want simple facts.
What I'm saying by this is, so if you are someone who loves RPG games, and then you have to play something that is not an RPG, your bias is going to skew that review because of the thing you enjoy.
That is true.
Because I literally like all games. Like, I enjoy playing the pinball machine as much as I enjoy playing a game of Madden. Maybe not as much.
I was going to say,
I love I love playing all sorts of games, whether they're puzzle, platformer, sports related, racing. Like, I just love playing games. And so I feel like a lot of times when I tell someone, like, hey, I really enjoy this, here's why, you know that like this is coming from somebody who plays everything, not somebody who has like one strong niche and doesn't play anything else. You know what I mean? And so that's why my kids, like, they love when I talk about games with them, is because they know, like, when I really do try to play everything so that I'm well-rounded. Just like when you work out, you don't just work out your arms, you work out your arms and your abs and your legs, and you try to do the entire body. And I thought that it was so far, I loved Pass Cure so far. And yeah, my game of the year right now.
So. Nice. Like, honestly, you're getting me to want to consider, expanding my horizons in terms of games to play. Like, the number one like type of game I never touch is sports games for the most part, but it's like kind of want to give it a shot now. Just like if you were the go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna tell you, if NBA Live, the newest one, is still on sale for $5, dude, jump right on that bad boy. It'll change your life. It's
what
that
platform?
much fun to play. Either one. I own it on both.
Oh, I mean, what platforms are available?
PS4 and Xbox.
PS4 and Xbox.
Oh, I mean, there's only one because I would never have an Xbox.
Never say never.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I'm looking at Donnie and Kevin over here. They probably said never sometime, a couple of years ago too.
I said never like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, Dev said never like.
Devin would never touch a Pokemon game.
This is true. That I can guarantee you.
So when's if like you like open an envelope and you're like, what the heck is this letter? And you open it, it falls in your hand. Are you gonna like catch on fire? Like, finally, no, they finally found my weakness. I touched a Pokemon game.
No, I'm just gonna giggle all the way to GameStop when I trade it in.
What, like $3 maybe if you're lucky.
Hey, for me that's worth it.
I just traded Ultra Sun for $30.
So. TV, yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying. All right. this is our time to wrap up the show. Thank you guys for listening. If this was not good, if I did a really bad job, I'm really tired. It's been a long couple days. One day? Am I on day 2? Who knows? So I'm sorry. I hope I do better. Ty, anything you're working on that's coming up for the PSVG, the home Papa Bear network?
Yes. By the time you hear this, you're going to hear the travesty that is the PlayStation. Sorry, not PlayStation. PSVG main podcast, where apparently I just said all sorts of terrible and horrifying things in regards to a lot of people, as well as very interesting impersonations. I hope you look forward to that. If you want to check out me on Twitter, I'm 2x Tyler. I'm also getting ready to work on a project called PSVG Simulation Showdown, where I play Sims 4 and I pit off PSVG members against each other in a series of challenges that may or may not end with their deaths. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Details.
Dev versus Coach basketball game.
Let's go.
You'll get the most viewers for that. I'm just telling you.
You buy me the DLC for that City Life thing where I can actually have the basketball court, I'm yours.
If it was on Xbox, I would buy it and just share it with you.
Yeah, that's
Xbox does that.
So, yeah,
Xbox is life. Dev, how about you, brother? Anything coming up?
No, not really. Just playing the game of life right now, trying to get just everything in order. So just check for me on the OT, unrated, and holler at me on Twitter at DevATias.
And I have a lot of things that I've actually been working on. I'm actually looking at my Word tab. I've got like 4 things that I've written, but none of them are ready. So I don't know why I told you that. That was actually useless information. I probably shouldn't be saying this. I do have the first hour of Metal Gear Survive on Mixer, and I will share that out so you guys can watch it. I don't talk during it. It's just like legit the first hour of story content.
You were just so awe-inspired that you just couldn't talk during it. Yes.
No, the reason I did it was 3 people actually jumped in to watch, and I was like, hey, I let them know before I started. I was like, I'm not going to talk because I don't want to ruin the story for anybody. I don't want my voice to take away from the narration you're hearing. Okay. So let's enjoy this together. And I got like 3 comments, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I was like, let's see if there's something you want to buy. And yeah,
nice.
So that's why it's done that way. And we'll get it up so Donnie can do his whole tweeting thing. You guys can watch it. So, all right,
cool. Good
well, this was PSVG OT. I don't know if there's going to be double overtime. I can't promise I will make it, but maybe Dev will. Who knows? We'll see. But thank you guys so much for listening. We love you to pieces, and this is game over. I can't find the end button. Where is it?